Let's go. We're on.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here on our LeadersConnect call after Hurricane, let's see, Jose, Irma, coming up on Maria. So we're grateful that you all are here, made your time today. We wanted to have a conversation today about what happened with the hurricane. First and foremost, we want to make sure that everybody is okay, because the one thing that we've learned from all of this is that the NADP has a database of some amazing people and some connections that can help you through this. And what's really important to know is that if you needed somebody to help you legally through this, if you have somebody that you have some questions about your property and casualty insurance, there's somebody for that, and your real estate, your mortgage. I went ahead and posted in the Florida Facebook pages some ideas on how you can reach out to your customers during this time instead of, salesy stuff. There's all sorts of information there about how you can serve your clients going through this and touch base with them and let them know that you really care about what's going on in their lives. So check your Facebook pages if you're in South Florida. But the reason that we really wanted to have this conversation, and we know that this is going to happen in the Northeast too, because I'm here in New Jersey, leaving Long Island. Hi, Heidi. And out in East Hampton, they're under a tropical storm watch this morning. So these things can happen anywhere. And you guys up north, you guys went through Hurricane Sandy. So we know that we are all vulnerable to things that happened to us last week. And so in South Florida, we had groups that wanted to change their meetings, groups that wanted to cancel them and just go on to next month and forget about it. And so we wanted to have that conversation about what the protocols would be around that, what that would look like if this happens in your area, because we don't expect it. And if we expect probably a when this happens, how you handle that. So I'm going to let Liz take over from here and talk to you guys about what happens when you need to do what everybody down in South Florida needed to do last week.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Liz Becker here. And actually, Vicki, before I start, why don't you introduce yourself? Because there's some people on this call that haven't met us just yet. And so before I speak,
good point.
Why don't you just introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Vicki Townsend. I am the CEO with that beautiful woman right there. We started the NADP. Coming up on our 3-year anniversary is coming up next month, my friend, in 2 months, November. So we're grateful that you guys are here because we've started this journey and you guys are a part of the beginning of that journey with us. So we're glad that you're here. And if you guys ever need to reach out to me personally, please feel free to reach out to me at Vicki, and I'm Vicki with a Y, at the NADP.com. And I look forward to reaching and reaching out to each and every one of you. So on that note, Liz, that way, take it over.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liz Becker. I am the president and co-founder with Vicki, of course. Some of you know me. It's really exciting to see all of you guys as we grow and have more chapters in different cities and different states. It's wonderful to see the different faces here on this call. We have people from Connecticut. We have leaders from New York, from Long Island, from Orlando, from Miami. This is a great way for you guys also to sort of connect with each other. A platform that you can do online as well, and I highly urge you to do that. Go on and look at the other chapters, make friends, meet the other members. You never know when you're going to need somebody in a different state. There's a lot of crossover and collaboration in different states, especially in South Florida and in the Northeast. And this is primarily why we expanded first in both those areas. So having said that, welcome to all of you who we haven't met personally. If you are from New York, or anywhere in the Northeast, you know that Vicki and I, or you should know that we're coming up for our wonderful event on October 11th, which we'll talk about later. So if you haven't received the email or you haven't saved the date or registered, you should do that shortly. And that's going to be in Midtown, but we'll talk about that after. First, I wanted to get into, well, let's just introduce Nicole for a minute, and then I'll go back to talking about the procedures when we have a storm. So Nicole, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nicole Fewer. I'm up in the Connecticut area, and I was the director of the Westport or the Fairfield County chapter. I left about 4 months ago to help Liz and Vicki expand the NADP throughout the tri-state area, and I'm excited about that. Before that, I was a divorce mediator as well as a divorce coach for many years. So
Awesome.
I'm here to help the Northeast expand and grow and support the chapters.
Thank you. Yeah, Nicole's a huge support. She's doing amazing up there. So any kind of information or help you need, she's there for you. So let's get this show on the road. When it comes to the hurricane, which of course I'm in Miami and I stayed in Miami. I was one of the brave ones. Not because I wanted,
That
I
wasn't
had no
fair.
choice. I actually had to board my house with sheetrock on the outside of my house because there was no wood left. It was quite amusing, and it's still up there. I'm not taking it down yet. It's miraculously maintained its position. But we realized, of course, this is the first major event that we've had that affected our chapters and the meetings, and it happened to have happened on the week where most of our chapters meet, that first or second week of the month. So the first thing you want to do, and there's two different outcomes of this. If anything ever happens where it has to do with weather or some kind of security issue, national security issue, then what you would want to do is decide on two things. Either you would reschedule the meeting, or you're going to cancel the meeting fully, depending on what's happening within the next couple of weeks or how long the recuperation is going to take. And if there's going to be two different lines of action, depending on what you choose. If it's a matter that you would want to postpone it till the following week and just reschedule it, then the first step would clearly be to check the venue and see if they had availability. If they do have availability, then the second step you would do is to contact Michael, Michael at the NADP.com. He's in charge of our website and updating all this, the site. So he would be able to update the event information. And the third step you would do is contact your members and let them know. Now that's one round. The second one is if you decide to cancel the meeting fully because it's going to, that's pretty much what's happening down here in Florida, then you would want to, first of all, let the venue know that you're canceling it. Secondly, you would want to let your members know immediately. And then third of all, you would let Michael know that that event was canceled and that anybody that had registered for that event should be transferred over to the following month's event. So if they've already paid and registered, they would not have to pay again the following month. And again, these are cancellations due to weather or anything that has to do with anything of national security. So it's pretty straightforward. You want to sort of be sure of what you're doing. For example, we have an issue right now with one of our Fort Lauderdale chapters because at first they decided to postpone it a week, but then now they're deciding to cancel it, and the venue will not accept the cancellation because it's only 2 days away. So it's things like this that you want to sort of make a decision pretty quickly on what you guys are going to do. Now, one of the most important things is because we only meet once a month, for these meetings, if you ever decide to cancel the meeting, you want to make sure that a month does not go by that you don't see your members. So you definitely should have an ABB hour in between if you don't have one already scheduled. Maybe you should actually have the ABB hour set up already if you can. If that's, a lot of our chapters are doing that they have, just like they have a monthly date for the meetings, they have a monthly date for the ABB hours, which is about halfway through. And then this way you don't incur any lapses in members not seeing each other for 2 months or a month and a half. Because, again, we meet only once a month. You don't want that momentum to slow down. So that's pretty easy when it comes to any disasters. Now, what I want to do is sort of open up, and this I'm going to try to see if I can see raising hands. Do you guys have do they have the ability to raise a hand here? Let me unmute you, Vicky. Hold on.
Yes, they can, and also use the chat thing that's below.
Okay.
If you have any questions, or you can raise your hand, and then Liz, you can unmute them that way.
So what I want to, first I'm going to start off, Nicole is going to talk to you guys about, certain things that some chapters are doing that's working well. We like doing this, and this is a big part of our Leaders Connect meetings monthly, is to not just sit here and tell you a bunch of things, is to hear from you, get your feedback, understand what's working, what's not working. If you have any questions or anything that needs to address, or if you want to take on what somebody else is doing too, that's working for them. So Nicole wanted to share something that Connecticut's doing that was working really well and was a great idea. And then I'll open it up if anybody would like to, again, share ideas or have questions. If you want to just type in the chat box your name, and then I'll unmute you. Okay?
Great. So before I tell you what they're doing, and this is the Fairfield County chapter, please feel free to email me or call me about things that do work. I kind of like to keep that in my mind or write it down and share with all of the chapters if you're not able to do it on the call. So Westport chapter, the Fairfield County chapter, tried this last month. They put everybody's business card in a bowl, and the director pulled out 4 names. They divided the whole group up into groups of 4. And those 4 people met for dinner or lunch or did something fun together. And it's nice, even though we always encourage one-on-ones, there's a different energy when you get 4 people together, and it's really working well for them, and they absolutely love it. So ideas like that everybody can sort of learn from or try out for their chapter.
I think that, and I see Temmie, who I'm never going to let you get by on this, Temmie Zeitenberg. That's a Temmie Zeitenberg thing, which is they go out of their way to make it special, memorable, exciting, and fun. And it's things like that that set them apart. Temmie, can you tell us what you guys did last month? Because I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that was the license plate. Yes, so everybody had to make a vanity or a custom license plate using 10 or fewer characters and tell us what they did, what their profession was, using some sort of special, essentially making it like a license plate. So I was like GR8TDVORCESQ, I think I did. Great Divorce Lawyer was my acronym for my license plate. So each person did that based on what their profession was. And I think it was cute. Another way to introduce ourselves to each other.
Did everybody really participate, and what were some of the ones that you got?
I was really surprised because people actually came with the Florida plates. Like if you actually had a driver's license, it was really cute. No, everybody got really creative. Off the top of my head, I can't remember because it was like a couple days before the storm, but I appreciated how everybody really took the time and effort and actually printed out something that looked like a license plate. But everybody came prepared, and they look forward to having the emails come from me a few days before to get creative with their elevator pitch.
And if I can say why this is important, everybody, and I've been to Temmie's, I love going to Temmie's because they're always different and they're always fun. But everybody, like one time everybody had to come up with 5 words, which freaked me out because I couldn't figure out my 5 words. And because I don't usually get the emails that I show up and I kind of do it. But you've had some of the most creative things. And what ends up happening when she does things like that for your introduction, and one of them was really cool, was what would your email subject line be for somebody that doesn't know you to get them to open your email, which I thought was so creative. But what ends up happening, and I think one time there was a haiku and all this other, some fun and crazy stuff. People sit there and they lean in. They want to hear how much effort you put into it. They appreciate when you put effort into it, and it causes them to just kind of pay attention a little bit more because it's fun and everybody's enjoying, and people applaud and people laugh and people get a kick and they go, oh, that's great. Or if somebody's stumbling and they can't come up with something that's exactly perfect, everybody's out there helping them. So, you know, by doing things like this and the dinner things, it just makes people tighter. It makes people enjoy their time there and gets them involved and has them take some ownership into this as well. So Temi always does some great and fun things. I would love it, Temi, if you would put like a little spreadsheet of some of the stuff that you've got, if you'd be willing to share that. And I do like this, Temi, this four business cards and go out to dinner, go out to lunch together sounds like something that would be a really good thing. What do you think?
Definitely. Another idea that I was going to do, hopefully about after 1 year, was ask the members to randomly select a card out of a jar and do the elevator pitch for somebody else, as opposed to just who you're sitting next to, because I find a lot of people tend to sit next to the same people. So if we put the business cards and, you know, crumble them up so you don't know who's you're grabbing, and then you do the elevator pitch for that person. And I was going to do that around the 12th month mark, which is coming up for us in November, just a couple months away.
Awesome. Great. Temi's a rock star. We're still trying to get all of your creative ideas together on one sheet and share it with everybody. So we should be doing that soon, and really give them the opportunity to see what you do. David Perry, he also, David, can you unmute yourself? Are you unmuted? Hold on, let me unmute. There you go, hold on. David?
Hi. We do something very similar to that. What we do is we take 3 or 4 business cards randomly and then set them on a table so that after the meeting, people can go take a picture of those business cards and then get together sometime before the next meeting, either a lunch or a coffee or something. And then what we've noticed in the past, since we've been doing this for the last few months, people have said, oh, I've already met that person, or I know that person. Well, we have it a little more free, where if you see another group that you want to join, you just contact that, you take a picture of that group and you that group's business cards, and you go meet with them. Or if there's somebody else that you really want to meet, or if you want to meet everybody, you can try and get in on everybody else's meeting if you want. But you know, it's a lot of networking for you, and I don't think anyone really does that. But there are people that kind of mix and match their cards around, and it allows them to, after the first time you do it, it's hard to kind of keep track of who's met who, you know?
Right.
David should talk about what they're doing this week for their ABB, because it sounds incredible. Do you want to quickly share with everybody what you're doing?
Yeah, we're going to be going to the top of the new World Trade Center, the Freedom Tower, and that's where we're having our ABB meeting.
So great.
Yeah, that's a very creative. I was there. You guys got a special private showing up there because we were there in New York just 2 weeks ago, and the line to get in there was literally wrapped around the building and almost back around again. So you guys were able to secure something that was really cool, really different. I think it's just now opening. So that's going to be really cool.
I know. In order to top this, I think next time we'll have to I'll get tickets to Hamilton or something.
Well, I want to be invited to that one. Vicky's already said that. I want to be invited to that one.
Yeah, that was.
Can you do me a favor? Awesome. Heidi's texting me that she can't. She wants to unmute, but wants to say something. So
sure. Let me get you, Heidi. Give me 1 second. I gotta find where you are. What's Heidi's last?
Her name is Heidi. It's Heidi.
Okay. Thanks, David. I'm gonna mute you again now, if you don't mind.
Great, thanks.
Thanks, David.
I do appreciate the Hamilton thought.
Hi,
ahead,
you guys. Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So we give everybody a table number at our meeting. We started out with a boardroom style table, but we grew too much, which is fantastic. So we have separate tables now. So we just give people a table number as they come in so that they circulate around and people don't end up sitting with their same people all the time. And also I wanted to just share that we're planning our holiday party, and I want to encourage people to do that because, it's hard to get venues as it gets later. So just kind of picking a date and having people put it in their calendar, I think could be helpful.
Absolutely.
Right, and you might want to, what we did last year was we had people bring toys, and we donated toys for tots, and I think if they came with a toy, they got an extra drink ticket or something. I forget how exactly it was that we did it, but I had a big, huge truck full. I had an SUV at the time. I had an SUV full of toys for children, and it was really wonderful. And
That's wonderful.
no, it was kids in
Great.
distress. We did it for kids in distress. That's right. And I mean, when I pulled up, they were just beside themselves with how wonderful it was. So I would encourage you all to do that for the holidays with your group, and you know, start to think about that now, because we're already into, you know, it's just a few months away at this point, less than 100 days.
And one of the things that you also want to really look into, you know, there are a lot of businesses and a lot of professionals that are not eligible to be NADP members, but could be of benefit to you and your clients that would love to sponsor either an ABB hour or an event for you guys at a local level. So your social media chairs, membership chairs, those that are really involved and active in getting these socials together, should really consider. I mean, we've had down here, we had a plastic surgeon that sponsored a social, and this way you could offer more to your members without having to pay, and be a little bit more extravagant per se in the ABB hour. You may even want to do something for a holiday party if you would like, if you don't want it to be,
right. So think about, if you can interject on that whole sponsorship thing, think about plastic surgeons, furniture stores. They sponsored an event for us down in Fort Lauderdale last month. We had, pardon me, I'm at Newark Airport. So, but think about, there was somebody, we had a teeth whitening dentist sponsor one, and so think about people that actually touch on the process, but aren't involved with the actual, you know, separating and untangling that couple from one another. But so there are lots of people, and they'll pay, you know, they'll pay for your drinks for your members and or for your guests. So don't exclude that as an idea. Get it, you know, think about that. I'm going to mute myself again real quick here so that you guys don't hear all these announcements.
And having said that, we can discuss right now the event in New York, which we're really excited about. We're doing a screening of the movie Split. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is a documentary about the perspective of divorce through children's eyes. It's something that every professional that deals with divorcing clients should see. And I think that it's not only going to be a fun event as far as, I mean, it's going to be an educational event, but it's also going to be fun because of the fact that this gives the opportunity for you guys to meet each other. You know, it's really one thing that we really tried to create here, Vicki and I, and this was from the get-go. We wanted to create like a family, the NADP family. We want this to be something that you all can really relate, and that a certain leader is has a certain quality that is going to automatically connect with others. We had our multi-chapter in Boca a couple of weeks ago, and we had, you know, a bunch of members, or about 60 people there from different chapters, and it is amazing to see these people connect. Some knew each other, some didn't know each other, and everybody's smiling, and I guess everybody has something in common underlying. We all, you know, everybody wants their business to grow, but everybody also has this underlying congruency with our mission, and that makes a difference, and you see that at our multi-chapter events. So having said that, I think this is going to be phenomenal. Now, we only have capacity, I think, for 180, if that's what I understand. And we have several chapters now there. We're opening this up to Connecticut, Long Island, New York, of course. We're launching a chapter in New Jersey. The leadership team is forming as we speak. So if any of you have any colleagues that you think would be interested in a New Jersey chapter, please let Nicole know. We will be having an informational meeting with the people that are on leadership presently. I will be there, and that is going to be October 10th, I believe. Nicole, is that correct?
Yes, the 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning?
At 9 in the morning. Yes, we are going to be doing an informational meeting in New Jersey. So again, if anybody, even those people in Florida, you know, there's a lot of, you have a lot of colleagues that are up north. We prefer to keep it within the NADP. We know, you guys know how strict we are in vetting. Some of you have experience that it's taken longer because we really go deep in certain areas. So we prefer to know that it's someone that you've already worked with. As you see, our growth has been pretty quick, from 3 chapters to almost 18 chapters in a year. And that's without any kind of advertising, because we're picky and because we're keeping it sort of part of the family. So having said that, if anybody has any information, where in New Jersey, David? It's going to be Nicole.
Fairfield, New Jersey. Apparently,
Fairfield, New Jersey.
Fairfield, New Jersey.
Right.
I mean,
And there's,
share the exact address if you'd like.
there's also another one forming in Westchester. There's also a New Haven chapter forming in Connecticut. Just to let you know, we also have a chapter in Los Angeles forming. I think they're close to having their leadership team, but they actually already have, I think, 20 members. And we haven't done an informational meeting just yet. But
what about North Carolina? Is that coming along too?
Yeah, Raleigh, where they've had some major court cases that they've been working on that's kind of pushed them back a little bit. So it might be at the first of the year, Nicole, on that one. But we've got Delray ready to go, Temi. So Rania and her group are ready to go. So we've got a lot going on, and please let your colleagues, the people that you know, like, and trust, are people that will be great connections for others in other chapters of the NADP. So please remember to recommend and refer your referral sources from other areas where we're expanding. So and if we're not in it, if you've got friends in Atlanta or in Dallas or Chicago, we want to be there. Our goal is to be in the top 20 markets in the next calendar year. So keep us in mind. Let us know if you've got some great leadership referrals. We would really like to know them and have that conversation. Right. So we're starting that.
Rosemary, who's the director of the West Fairfield chapter, she's launching next month. So we congratulate her. She's done an incredible job in putting things together. Ivy also, their chapter's doing great as well. I don't know if they had their official launch. I think that they had their sort of pre-launch / official launch. I think next month is really going to be their official one. Is that correct? You can nod, Lenny, if that's correct, because I see your face. Hold on, let me unmute you for 1 minute. Go ahead, Lenny.
Sure. Yes, so we're going to be meeting this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Will be our first chapter meeting.
Awesome. And that's going to be, in Midtown. They're in the Midtown area, right?
That's correct. Also, just to go back, the split event, the multi-chapter event is October 11th. Okay.
Correct.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. The event is October 11th. It's from 6:30 to
6 to 8:30.
6 to 8:30. I'm sorry.
6 to 8:30.
6 to 8:30. It's at a theater in Times Square. I don't have Nicole, why don't you give them the information? I don't have it up in front of me.
I've got it. It's the Theater Center,
Okay.
and they're at 210 West 50th Street in the Broadway district. It's a cute little funky theater. It's on the 4th floor, so come in on the 50th Street. They have an entrance on Broadway, but you have to climb 4 flights of stairs. So come in on the 50th Street entranceway, and please, if you feel like you have somebody that may want to consider the NADP, would be a good fit for your chapter, you think that they are a good fit for us and that this might be good for their business, please invite them. We also have an early bird special, $20. We've got cocktails and appetizers for networking for an hour beforehand. We've got the documentary screening, and then we've got an expert panel discussion afterwards. We have continuing education credits for social workers, and we are applying for legal credits as well. That takes some time with the state of New York, so we're even working on that. So please let your people know. Please bring the right people, the people that you feel would be a benefit to your chapter, and that this would be a good decision for their business.
Awesome.
Muting my.
Yes. And just to, refresh certain things that I wanted to say because you guys are here. I really want to urge the importance, if there's any assistant directors that are on this call, to really be careful with the NADP Ed Talks. Make sure you guys are on top of it. Make sure that the content, I mean, we've been having some amazing Ed Talks, and that's the reason, is that you want to make sure that the content is relevant, that it is educational, and that your members are learning something. We also, please remember, have the divorce facts on our website. Those are fun facts that you should be saying at least one per meeting. So regardless of anything that's going on, everybody will walk out learning something from that meeting, and it sort of lightened things up as well. So these are just things that you should just keep in mind. I know Vicky's going to have to jump off in about 5 minutes to get on a plane, to jump off the call to jump on a plane. Because of the situation also down here in Florida, we wanted to keep it short today. So I'm going to leave it open if anybody has any questions at all before we dismiss. Oh, Vicky, go ahead.
I just have one. I just want to remind you guys that your NADP chapter members are a great resource during this hurricane weather situation. If you don't have somebody that's in PC, property casualty insurance, we have them in other chapters. We have legal people that are, if there's somebody that can't help you with a claim on your home, we know those people. Just remember that the NADP is here for you as a resource, and so please use those and reach out to your fellow NADP members so that they can help you through this crisis if you have a situation that needs to be resolved and you don't know where else to turn. Email us directly too.
One other thing that I wanted to bring up, that Vicki and I are going to be in New York from October 9th till the 13th. So if there's anything specific, or if you know of anybody that is interested in creating another chapter, let us know so we can set up meetings for them. As well as we will be in Philadelphia on Friday. We're exhibiting at the IACP conference, Conference for Collaborative Professionals. So if anybody is going to be there, please let us know. We'd welcome you to hang with us at the table. It's a great opportunity. We open this up to our leaders at any conference we do, because it's an awesome opportunity for you guys to connect with other people outside of your profession by being able to share your profession through the NADP. So if anybody is going, I think Ivy said she's going to be at that conference. If anybody else is going to be there, let us know. And if there's any other conferences that you think that's relative in your industry, that's a must that NADP should be there, please let us know. We love your feedback and we make it happen. We were actually supposed to be in Orlando next week for the AFCC, and unfortunately they canceled it because of Irma. So we're moving forward, going to be doing a lot more conferences. We're also working on our own conference, and I know we've said it before, we will let you guys know. You should hear something within the next month from us. And I think that's about it. Nicole, anything that you'd like to add?
I think we've covered it, guys.
We've covered it. One last time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. If anybody has anything to say, you can raise your hands. You're all such good students. No, nobody's raising their hand. Okay, guys, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all. We really appreciate this. And moving forward, the more the leaders that are on the call, the better. But if it is difficult for all of you, obviously, to be on the call, you may want to just schedule out every month at least 1 to 2 that will be representing the chapter on this call so they can relay the information back to the chapter. Okay? See you guys. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.